So with some of the popular tools out there are things like Salesforce.com, which if you're not familiar with is a good thing to look at to see what a sales management tool looks like. If you're not familiar with it, it makes sense to get some ideas from. You want to look at communities like forums and social media and chat. And one of the things that's shifting in terms of our culture is we're doing customer service in public more. We're letting people go into a public forum and talk about their needs and wants and problems, and we respond there, which is kind of like a super steroid version of frequently asked questions. And we want to have the ability to do things like surveys, like we saw today, customer portals, connected devices, things that make it easier for the customer to order. Because if I could order from you on my phone, there's a lot of stuff I order from Amazon on my phone because I can go click, order it, and I'm done. Not because I like Amazon or want Amazon, but price is everything the buyer gives up. I don't have to give it up. If I tie a customer in with me by system, they don't want to go somewhere else. So there are applications to help us with selling and fulfillment. We want to build the community brand engagement and get public feedback and grow the fans and followers. And we want our customers to help us sell and do customer service so we can communicate in public or privately. When we deploy the sales and service tools, can't do it manually, we can't automate it, but we want to automate as much of the repetitive tasks, the personal touch tasks as possible so that they're behind the scenes. We want those low value parts of the interaction out because we want to focus on people and we want to focus on our relationship. We want to make it faster and easier. Price is everything the buyer gives up. Time is something the buyer gives up. We want to minimize that. They will pay more if they don't have to spend as much time. They would rather pay dollars than time. And we want to make that possible using technology. We want it to be relevant. We want it to be engaging when they're talking to us, and all the other BS stuff. They don't have to deal with that. And we make it easy to find the things they want to find. Frequently asked questions first. The things they want first, they find first, so that the low value work that feels like work to the customer, the part that's the price they don't want to pay, that goes away. And the part that's relationship, that's engagement, that's fun, that they like, that makes them feel important, we want to make that more important. We want their visits to feel valuable to them as opposed to costly. Okay, now for key performance indicators, KPIs, best practices, and dashboards, how do we deal with that when we have this herd of cats spread around the country? Well, before this year, before COVID, it was really interesting. It seemed like people, well, somebody working in Kansas City and this guy on the team is, in Durango, Colorado. Isn't that strange? And now it's like, well, that's normal. Yeah, that's what we do. First of all, we need to define the team because the team is doing the work. The team has the accountability and the team provides the value. So we need to have positive relationships with the team so we support and cover for each other. We want to consider schedules and time zones, not just for our customers, but for our team. What are the individual responsibilities and how do we blend across and cover? So if one is unavailable or has a problem, who's the next one up? Who gets in there? We need to define boundaries, including what you define for yourself. When does this thing go off? When are you off? When does your head clear? So what are your hours and availability? And in something like that, probably more important to start with defining what they're not. In fact, lots of things define with what they're not. How do things work with projects and deadlines and meeting schedules? And what are our expectations? What's okay, what's not okay? What is a reasonable workload? What is a reasonable outcome? How long should it take, or how should you prioritize your time? If we were to put somebody's time into a pie chart, how big are the slices? What are the slices? So sometimes we're concerned with outcome. Other times we're concerned with input. So if you think about something like the difference between being paid on commission and being paid hourly. Commission is outcome based, hourly is input based, but really all jobs are both to some extent. To some extent, we need an outcome, but we need a certain amount of input.